Hi team, today I'm going to be telling you about some of my 5-star predictions for 2021. Some of these are 2021 releases, but some of them are also backlist books as well, on the basis that there is a square on Bookopoly for 5-star predictions. So obviously if I was to land on that for earlier on in the year, none of my 5-star predictions will be out yet. So I have put some backlisted books on here as well, because I do have some backlisted 5-star predictions on my shelves still, so I just have not got to them, or I've not long since got them for my birthday or for Christmas. So let's do this, and I have 14 in total. I like an even number. I am one of those people. So the first one is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. This comes out on the 26th of January, and I have this pre-ordered from Fairyloot for Christmas of my parents. I'm so excited about this one. I love the Cursebreaker series. A Curse So Dark and Lonely was my favourite book of 2019, so I'm really hyped for this one. I can't wait to get it. I love this series. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but with a twist. Our main character Harper actually has a disability, and we also follow Prince Wren, who is the cursed prince, and we also follow Grey, who is his captain. So we follow these three main characters, and then in the second book, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, we follow another character who is called Liamara. So in the first book we follow Harper and Wren, in the second book we follow Liamara and Grey, and I'm not sure who we're going to be following in the third book. So I'm really hyped to this one. I can't wait to get this series done. I don't know if this is the last one actually. It's a great question, but I'm not sure, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to pick this one up. It is a very highly anticipated release. The second one is The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon, which is the 4th book in the Bone Season series. This comes out again on the 26th of January, and I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a 5-star prediction based on the fact that I gave the Bone Season 5 stars because I haven't read anything else in the series yet. So I am really hyped to this one. I have recently read the Bone Season. I'm going to be picking up the mime order very soon, and then the Song Rising is on my January TBR, so I am hyped. I gave the Pale Dreamer 4 stars. I gave the Bone Season 5. This is following a clairvoyant called Paige. She's part of like this kind of like crew of clairvoyants that run jobs and stuff in London, called the Seven Dials, and we are just following them. In the Pale Dreamer, we kind of follow them on a mission. We get a good introduction into the team and get to know the characters a little bit, and it's really good. And then in the second one, something happens to Paige, and we don't see much of the Seven Dials until right towards the end of the book. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. I can't wait to carry on with it. And yeah, I am definitely predicting that The Mask Falling is going to be a 5-star, especially knowing what Ashley's reaction's been to this, because she loves this series. So very hyped indeed. The next one is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire and also A Crown of Gilded Bones, which comes out on the 20th of April. These are by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and they are the second and third book in the From Blood and Ash series. So I've read From Blood and Ash. I think I gave it 4.5, but I am predicting that this series is going to get better and better, because I know a lot of people have read this one and have said that that's the case, and the story's picking up now. We know where we're going with it a little bit, so I am really excited about this one. I haven't picked this one up yet on the basis that I have just have not had the time, but also I wanted to wait for the third one to come out so I could binge the series. I think I'm going to reread From Blood and Ash, because for the majority of the book I did not know what the hell was going on. So I would really like to sort of reread it and then carry on with the series. But yeah, predicting that Kingdom of Flesh and Fire and The Crown of Gilded Bones are going to be a 3-star. There are so many books that have the word crown and gilded that are coming out in 2021. So yeah, I'm hyped. This is following a girl called Poppy, who basically has to be like an untouched woman. She's kind of kept safe capture is in this castle, and she will be ascending very, very soon. She has this guard who trains her to fight. He shouldn't be doing it, but he's always said that if she ever needed it, at least she's got it. She also has a maid who really looks after her, and she's really, really funny. I love her a lot. However, Poppy is a bit of a wild child, and she doesn't really want to do this. She does keep going out and things like that, and we start off following her when she goes out to like a local, I don't know, maybe it's like what a local pub might be to us, or a bit of a casino. They've got like betting tables and stuff, and they've got girls round and things like that. And she ends up in this room trying to hide because her guard has turned up. She is kind of masked and covered, so you can't tell who she is. She ends up in this room and she ends up kissing this guard called Hawk, who then ends up becoming her new guard. And the story kind of goes from there. There is a lot to unpack in these books, and I just loved it. I loved the writing style. I loved the way that for the majority of the book you aren't even sure fully what the monsters are until a really, really good way in. You were probably about 3/4 the way through the book before you finally find out, and it's all unpacked and explained properly. So yeah, I really, really love this series, and I can't wait to carry on with A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire and A Crown of Gilded Bones. Yes. So yeah, hyped for these ones. Then I've got Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman, and this comes out on the 13th of May. This is the 4th in the Heartstopper series, which is following Nick and Charlie, who are two boys who start off as friends and then things grow more from there, and they are both trying to find who they are in this world, basically. And it's just a really, really adorable, cutesy comic book series, and I am living for it. It's just so, so good. I just love it a lot. So yeah, really, really here for this one. Then I've got Isn't It Bromantic by Lissa K. Adams, and this comes out on the 20th of July. This is the 4th in the bromance series, the first one being Bromance Book Club, second one being Undercover Bromance, and the third one being Crazy Stupid Bromance. I am the most excited for this one because of who the character that it's following. So each of these books follows a different male character from the Bromance Book Club. This is a book club of guys who come together, read romance novels, and it kind of helps them be better partners to their other halves. The first one follows a guy who is having problems with his wife. The second one follows a guy who is interested in a woman, and she's kind of like she's kind of like the female version of him, essentially. And the third one is, so the first one is a second chance romance with a man and wife. The second one is enemies to lovers, and the third one is friends to lovers. So this fourth one, I don't know what this is going to be, whether it's going to be a second chance romance again, but it's just the character that we're following. I'm really, really hyped to follow him. We're following the Russian this time round, and I just think it's going to be a laugh. It's going to be so, so good. So yeah, very excited for this one indeed. Then we're into the books that I already own. So I've got the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, which was gifted to me by Ashley. So thank you so much, Ashley, for gifting me this one. I have heard nothing but good things about this one, and I read my first N.K. Jemisin book this year, which was The City We Became. Absolutely loved it. So I'm really looking forward to dive into more of their work. And this obviously has got like a winner of the Hugo Award. It's a very, very hyped book. I don't know a great deal about it, to be perfectly honest, but I think it's going to be 5 stars because I gave The City We Became 5 stars, and I just have heard nothing but good things. 5-star prediction, despite the fact that I'm not sure what it's about, on the sole basis that I've heard incredible things and I really enjoy the author's writing. So then I've got Pages & Co. books 2 and 3, which are Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales and Tilly and the Map of Stories. These are middle grade books, but I read Tilly and the Book Wanderers earlier this year. Not earlier this year, it was late this year, but I read it anyway and freaking loved it. I completely fell down I just got completely lost in Tilly and the Book Wanderers, the book, and just freaking loved it for like, I think it was about 3 or 4 hours straight. I just fell down this hole and it was incredible. I was doing other stuff because I was listening to the book. I didn't own the books at the time, and I just fell down this hole, and it was amazing, and I just had the best time. It's one of my new favourite middle grades, and I am so here for these two. So I can't wait to pick these up. We're following Tilly Pages, whose grandparents own a bookshop called Pages & Co. And we are following her in the first book. She basically can see in the shop that she lives in, she's a book wanderer, so she can see characters from books, and at the time she doesn't know this, so her grandparents know that she will be able to do it at some point, but they didn't realise it would happen so soon. And we start off following her with Anne from Anne of the Green Gables, and also Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and it's just such a magical, whimsy story. Basically she's trying to find her mother in the first book, and it's just adorable, and I am living for it. So I can't wait to carry on with the series and carry on with these two books. 100% predict that these are going to be 5 stars as well, so I'm looking forward to picking those up in 2021. Then I've got Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I have been told very recently that this is very different to the movie. I've had this on my shelves for a really long time and just not picked it up, and almost unhauled it twice. So I watched the movie recently and loved it, and I really want to pick this up now. I'm really interested in seeing how this goes. This is following, it's sort of set in a dystopia type world in which I don't really know how to explain how the world is, but there is this game essentially that has been built by this guy, and he has died, but he's ended up setting the game up for when he passes away, that it wants to set the people that play in the game on a mission essentially. So you can kind of live like a double life. So you live in the real world, which is a bit shit, and then you can live in this game world where you can be anybody and you can do anything. It's just a really amazing world, and it kind of expands things. It's a computer game essentially. So he's set up this mission now to find these kind of eggs, which will then, you will win something. I can't remember what it is, but you'll win something at the end, and you essentially have to play the game, figure it out. We're following one of the characters who is playing the game. So that's basically what the movie is about. I don't know if that's the same thing with the book, but on the back it says, imagine a world at stake, an epic struggle between good and evil, the greatest quest in history, the fate of humanity resting in your hands. Are you ready? And Ready Player 2 just recently came out, so I really want to get to this one so I can pick that one up as well. I don't own it yet because I want to see if I'm going to like this one first, and then I can buy the Waterstones editions of this and Ready Player 2. So yeah, 5-star prediction though, based on the movie, so I don't know if it's going to be the same, but people have been telling me the book's better, so we'll see. Then I have got Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is something that I'm basing my 5-star prediction on the fact that I've read the first 200 pages and it is a 5-star. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to start again because I remember everything that's happened so far, but I am going to be reading this in 2021, so I can't wait to pick this up and continue on with it. This is kind of like a little bit like a superhero story, but not almost, and this is following Victor and Eli, who are two best friends and at uni, and they are doing their thesis, and one of them has the idea to, they want to try and see if they can give themselves superpowers. So there are people in this world who are extraordinaries, and the way that they got their powers was that they had near-death experiences. So Victor and Eli decide to try and kill themselves, almost kill themselves, so have a near-death experience and see if they get superpowers. We then jump 10 years into the future, so into the present, so we sort of looking at the past, and then we jump to the present day, which is 10 years on, and we are following Victor, who has just come out of prison for something that happened 10 years ago. So we are kind of building the story up that way with past and present, and Victor and Eli are no longer friends in the present day. So that's where I'm up to with it so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I really love this, and I can't wait to finish this and pick up Vengeful. So yeah, on the basis that this finishes off as a 5-star, I'm going to then predict that Vengeful is a 5-star as well. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, looking forward to carrying that one on. Then I've got Potkin and Stubbs Ghost Catcher, which is the third in the Potkin and Stubbs series. I've been loving this series so much. I gave the first one 4 stars, but I gave the second one 5 stars. So I am hyped for this one. These books just get better and better. So I am 100% predicting that this is going to be a 5-star read. We're following Lil Potkin and Nedley Stubbs, and Lil Potkin wants to be a reporter. She wants to work for the Claxton, which is like an underground newspaper in Pelican City where she lives. There is the Herald, which is the main newspaper, the only newspaper that kind of gets officially released. But the Claxton gets released in a takeaway menu, essentially, so that you can get the actual real news, because the Herald is subjective to what the mayor wants it to say. So Lil wants to work for the Claxton, and she's trying to get her big break so that she can get noticed by the Claxton and get taken on. And she doesn't realise in the first book, but Nedley Stubbs, the young boy who's sitting across from her, may be her big break. And the story just kind of goes on from there. I can't tell you too much about what happens in the second book because it does spoil what happens in the first. So I'm just looking forward to carrying on with these characters. I just love them a lot. There is an older guy in here called Abe, who is a retired detective essentially, and he kind of does PI work, if you like. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to carrying on with this series. I just think it's so good. So can't wait to continue on with this one. Then I have got The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I have seen so many people reading this and rating it 5 stars. This is a adult romance, so there is smut in here, and I can't wait to pick this up. I won this in a giveaway actually, so thank you to Katie for letting me get this one. I don't know a great deal about it, but it is a sports romance, so we're following Hannah Wells and Garrett Graham. So Hannah has finally found someone who turns her on, but while she might be confident in every area of her life, she's carting around a full set of baggage when it comes to sex and seduction. If she wants to get her crush's attention, she'll have to step out of her comfort zone and make him take notice, even if it means tutoring the annoying, childish, cocky captain of the hockey team in exchange for a pretend date. All Garrett Graham has ever wanted is to play professional hockey after graduation, but his plummeting GPA is threatening everything he's worked so hard for. If helping a sarcastic brunette make another guy jealous will help him secure his position on the team, he's all for it. But when one unexpected kiss leads to the wildest sex of both their lives, it doesn't take long for Garrett to realise that pretend isn't going to cut it. Now he just has to convince Hannah that the man she wants looks a lot like him. So this is fake dating, which is my favourite trope, and it's an adult romance, so I am living for this. I can't wait to pick it up. I'm very excited indeed. Another adult romance, I believe, is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I think this is another fake dating as well, or is it enemies to lovers? I don't know, but I've heard, again, incredible things about this one. So this is following Lucy Hutton, a baker of cakes, charming assistant and professional nice girl is waging war. She's got the whole office on her side except for tall, dark and charmless Joshua Templeman. He's been nothing but hostile since the moment they met, and now it feels like nothing matters as much as taking him down. Trapped together under the fluorescent lights, they become entrenched in an addictive rivalry. There's the staring game, the mirror game, the HR game. Lucy can't let Joshua beat her at anything, especially when a huge promotion comes up for grabs. Finally, she's going to destroy the man she can't seem to get out of her office, the man she hates, the man who's taking up far too much space in her head. If Lucy wins, she'll be Joshua's boss, and if she loses, she'll resign. The race is on, but the real games have just begun. It sounds really good, and I've heard incredible things again. So I believe this is a favourite for a lot of people in the romance genre this year, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And then finally we have Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, which is the second in the Skyward series. So I have been meaning to pick this up. I did get not halfway through, I got to page, I've still got my bookmark in, 185, but I am going to restart this when I pick it up on the basis that I read this in February and have not finished it. So yeah, I just started getting slumpy, put it down, never picked it back up again. So this is following a young girl called Spencer who wants to be a pilot basically, and this is in a world where they have to kind of live underground because of there are these kind of monsters, if you like, called the Corral, who live overground, and they've kind of beat them into submission, into living underground. Now Spencer wants to be a pilot, however she has a bit of a name for herself on the basis that her dad was a traitor. and during the last fight he decided to leave his crew and stuff and just bailed on the fight. Now Spencer does get into flight school, but she is struggling to pass because a lot of the people do not want her to pass. The way that she's treated badly, so badly, is terrible. Really, really awful. They try and do everything to stop her from getting through. However, there is one teacher in there that's really supporting her and wants to help her because he knew her dad really well and he thinks that something else was going on, and this just kind of follows her through that, and then the second one moves on with what's going on. So yeah, there is an AI spaceship in here called Mbot as well, who, if you listen to the audiobook of this series, is Scottish, and it just gives me life every single time I hear it. It's fantastic. And there is like a little slug thing as well called Doom Slug, which is just adorable, and I am here for it. So yeah, I am excited to continue on with the series, but I am predicting 5 stars. I gave Skyward 5 stars the first and second time I read it, so I can't wait to continue on with this one and get it finished. So that is my 5-star prediction video. I hope you have enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were, and drop me a star in the comments if you've not got much else to say but you got to the end of this video, and I hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.